It's time for a medical update, and I'll be honest, it's not probably the news that I wanted to share. We'll go over my latest CT and MRI scans, look at some recent blood work, talk about my future and how I plan to switch some things up. So let's get into it. For reference, today is September 25th, 2025. I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer May 28th, 2020. So it's been about 5 years and 4 months. And it's been about a year and 4 months since my last surgery, which was gamma knife surgery on my brain. And it's been about 8 months since I decided to stop chemo treatments. It's been a long road, but the fight isn't over yet. All right, so let's talk about some of these scans. So in late July, I had a full set of scans done. So I did brain MRI, I did CT chest, CT abdomen. So first, let's talk about the brain MRI. So as you can see on the screen there, they talk about a 5 millimeter tumor. No concerns with that one. That is the old one. We've cut off the blood supply. That one will not get any bigger. If anything, it's going to get smaller. But even if it remained 5 millimeters the rest of my life, no big deal. The doctor said I wouldn't have any issues with that. However, there is a new 4 millimeter tumor that has started to grow. The radiologist believes that it is cancer. However, we did not confirm that with the neurosurgeon, and my colon cancer doctor really wasn't sure because they don't look at a lot of scans of the brain because it's not normal for colon cancer to go to the brain, only about 1%. So obviously that new tumor we're concerned about. The next set of scans was the abdomen and pelvis. That one they they've been talking about this one for a while, but right around my liver, there's an area where it's concerning to them, and it seems to be getting a little worse and worse as time goes on. But they couldn't really tell. So what they asked us to do was keep an eye on that, and also keep an eye on my CEA levels. So CEA level is a cancer tumor marker, and for me, it's been very accurate. Anytime that tumor marker goes up, we find out that my cancer starts to grow. So at the time of those scans, though, my CEA level was pretty decent. So we weren't really that concerned at the time. We also had a CT scan done of my chest where we could watch into some nodules in my lungs. They were stable, they didn't grow. So some good news there. All right, let's talk about the latest blood work that I had just last week. So we got some blood work done in Altoona last week, and for the most part, really good. I know I've said this before, but it's true. I'm the healthiest, sickest person that you know. Um, Everything was good except for the CEA level is a little concerning. And of course, that's on the CT scan. They said watch out for that. So the CEA level is still in range, but it's rising. So back in April, it was a zero point 0.7, and then in August, it was a 1.3, and now just last week, it was a 2.1. So over the last couple of months, it's doubled. And I've been down this road before. Like we've experienced this before, so we know what's happening. So we need to get ahead of it. Something else that I've been dealing with here lately, and I'm not sure if this is because of the cancer or potential cancer, or if this has become from an injury from like last month or the probably about 6 weeks ago. I was out in the driveway, and we were still working on the patio, and I had pallets of pavers and blocks, and I tripped over some shrink wrap, landed on a block right at the liver, so I had a liver shot, and it was black and blue for I don't know 2 weeks, and it still occasionally hurts. So I don't know if it's from that or if it's from this new possible site, but not sure. But anyhow, I think it's time to switch some things up because uh, I feel like I've been doing all the right stuff. I've been doing those monthly, 3 day water only fast, the keto diet, staying active, got my weight under control. I mean, I'm 160 pounds now. I used to be 225. So staying active, red light therapy, sauna, making sure I get plenty of sleep, taking all my supplements, taking some of those repurposed medicines. But bad things are still happening. So it's time to switch it up. And I think it's important to switch it up because I think the body gets used to a protocol. Um, if you're trying to lose weight, sometimes you'll lose 20 pounds quick and then you kind of plateau and then you have to change it up to start losing weight again. I think that's kind of where I'm at. So let's talk about some of the things that I want to change. So specifically like those repurposed drugs. So fenbendazole, that is one drug that I've been taking pretty consistently for the last couple of months now. So fenbendazole, what I do is I take one of these packets, and one of these packets is 222 milligrams. I started out slow. I was taking them about every 4 days and then taking a 3-day break and then just watching how my liver would react. And it reacted fine. So then, and now I've been taking these every day, 222 milligrams. A lot of cancer sites, I shouldn't say cancer sites, because doctors are still not promoting this, but people have had success with fenbendazole, but taking more than what I'm taking. So they suggest taking 1,000 milligrams. So I'm changing that up. Actually bought some of this stuff right here, Fenben tablets, 1,000 milligrams. We're going to start taking that. I believe I'm going to start taking that 4 days and then take 3 days off and then back to 4 days. And we'll see how that goes and see how the liver reacts to that. So we're going to start taking that one soon. Also, a lot of these groups saying, hey, anytime you're taking one of these parasitics, that you want to take some kind of binder. So I'm going to start taking this modified citric pectin. So we'll see what that does. And the one that I can't believe that I haven't been doing, CBD oil. I mean, that was part of Joe Tippin's protocol, CBD oil. So it's definitely not going to hurt. So we're going to start taking all this. Actually, tonight will be the first night, as soon as Lisa gets home from work tonight. Now, the next thing I actually need some help with, Ivermectin. So I have been taking Ivermectin for quite some time. I've been taking the pill form. Now, you're not going to find a doctor in the United States that will prescribe you Ivermectin for cancer. It's just not part of the cancer protocol. They just won't. So I've had to do like a lot of people do, and I get these from another country and illegally, and they're smuggled in, and I've been taking them and getting them for a long time now. However, that is getting harder and harder. As a matter of fact, I tried to place another order of these, and they've stopped shipping to the United States for a while until they can figure out how to get them into the country. So I still got quite a few left, but I might have to switch over to the paste. What I don't know is how you convert that paste into, I want 24 milligrams every day. So I don't know what that conversion rate is. I don't know what that conversion rate is. So if anybody out there has any information on that, I'd love to hear it. So maybe put a comment or send me a message. I'd appreciate it. So that's it. That's the update. Got some suspicious things that we're kind of worried about. We're going to change some things up with my protocol, my plan of attack. We're going to go from there. I plan on heading back to the Mayo Clinic in I think about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Lisa and I are heading back out. So we'll get a new set of scans and figure out what the next plan is. All right. All right, guys. That's it for now. Thank you.